On February 17th, a day before I was supposed to leave out of town, I received a text message saying that my flight was canceled due to the New York City snowstorm. I had to leave the next day. This is Trip and Fall. My flight was set up for the 18th to go to Dubai, a 13-hour flight that I was waiting for and planned for about a month and a half. With the days set, I had everything under control until a snowstorm that barely did anything in New York City had kind of caused turbulence to my flight. Quote, just like the movie Tenet, I had to call my sister. She had to go to the past to alter my future. My flight was canceled for tomorrow. I need to get out of work now. She said, can you stay to 4? I said, okay, I could do that. Ran home, called my baby, got the bags packed, and we made moves. Got on time, everything went smoothly, and the 13-hour flight wasn't as dreadful as you thought.
Belfast, together with our purser, was Mr. John Robinson, our cabin supervisor, Maria.
The Emirates airline provide a lot of amenities to make you happy. Sodas, alcohol, to food. You get a 3-course meal, or 2-course meal in a sense, because they always throw you a pizza, like probably the last 2 hours of your flight. Right off the plane, my day was set. Everything was smooth sailing, everything from getting to seeing my family, which we already got the hotel set up, to even just driving by a beautiful building. And honestly, there's so many beautiful buildings, I cannot keep track. It was like continuing my night before into the next day, because we was already ahead of time. By the time I landed, it was already Thursday going into Friday, as most people were going into Thursday. The first day, waking up, we went to City Walk, one of the most prettiest areas in my opinion. But honestly, Dubai has so many pretty areas you cannot even compare to tell if they're different. I love going to Dubai because though it does have the essence of a city, it doesn't have the feeling of New York, where you gotta look over your shoulder, because it's a peaceful location. Of course, in New York, we have restrictions, but over there, it's very bound tight. I had to wear my mask throughout every location I've been. If not, I had to receive a $1,000 fine, and that's something I would not pay, especially because that's my vacation money. Dubai is Vegas on steroids, in my opinion. We had a wondrous brunch at the Green Planet. Honestly, it took me by surprise. I'm like, this is a giant tree. It looks like part of a rainforest. Like, I stepped in and they had a giant tree that's just hovering over the dining area, and it was a beautiful buffet with great food. Of course, I had to have my coffee. The unique part about this experience was the animal interaction.
They can be a little territorial sometimes, so if they are fighting with another bearded dragon, they can puff out their throat and it turns a black color, and it makes it kind of look like a beard. That's how they get their name, but it also makes them look a little bit larger, a little more intimidating as well.
Being a black man in Harlem, the only thing I see is rats and cockroaches, and sometimes a cat, never a stray dog. Seeing these small creatures was very eye-opening. Definitely made me want to interact, which was very unique. My sister planned this. Thank her. Lachey, you're the one. We also saw a sloth. I like sloths. They're very unique, and I like how they're portrayed in cartoons, but they're pretty much accurate towards what is shown on TV. There's no diluted vision images at all. The sloth that I've seen, if I'm correct, that's Lola. And it was just hanging and eating. You can see his teeth poke out through the side, and I took a picture with it. It was really dope. And I thought it was over, but it wasn't. As we entered the building, we saw a giant, basically an indoor rainforest full of exotic birds and lemurs and rabbits and different style of bird. And it was so cool to me because I would never see this on my spare time until I'm probably possibly rich or so, and I can afford it. As the day continued, and we went through the whole feeling and emotion, seeing everything and people jumping around and seeing the spontaneous attitude that these lemurs and birds had, dodging poop and grabbing clothes. We just spiraled down to the bottom, and we ran into spiders and snakes, and I'm not a fan of the spiders and snakes. Snakes are pretty cool, but spiders is not my thing. They had a cage area for the monkeys to climb, and I seen the sloths home. Hi sloths, I miss you. As we got to the bottom, we saw baby kangaroos, and they're just chilling. There was definitely one for the books. We decided to go to Bur Dubai and cross over on the river ferry. The water was nice, like bluish green turquoise, and you see seagulls flocking to food, and the architecture there was what they call old Dubai. So everything is just kind of like, the desert architecture design with the sanded style buildings and the wood design flowing through. That's it for episode 1. I hope you enjoy this one, and I hope to speak to you soon. Episode 2, we're going to break down a couple things, and I'll show you what we went through and what we had in store. I'm glad you're here viewing, and I hope to see you soon. You have a blessed day. It's your boy Showalter, aka Smooth Man Live.